My name is Tracy Hanton, and I'm the Assistant Director of Career Services at Purdue University, Fort Wayne. We are located in Kettler 109. Today, I will be talking with you about career readiness. Are you career ready? If you have any questions about this video, please feel free to call our office at 260-481-0689 or via email at careerservices@pfw.edu. Enjoy the content and continue to look for our other online material. So today's question is, are you career ready? So what are we going to learn today? By the end of this workshop, you're going to be able to define career readiness, know and understand what the career ready competencies are, where they come from and how they were derived. You're going to be able to examine your own personal career readiness and then be able to identify some ways for continued growth. Because remember, our career readiness is not just a one-time thing. It is a continuous fluid activity that we should be doing throughout our lifetime. So what is career readiness and how did we derive at this? Career readiness is the attainment and demonstration of competencies that broadly prepare college students and graduates for a successful transition into the workplace. This information is derived from the National Association of Careers and Employers, and this is an organization that career service centers are a part of, and we have connections with employers. NACE has gone out, they have surveyed thousands of employers and organizations to ask them what are the questions, what are the competencies that students, when they graduate, that they may not come with fully or that they may need a little bit more preparation. And what we've done as a office of career service centers is we've decided that it is part of our mandate to make sure that our students have access to opportunities so that they can get prepared and be career ready. So what do those things look like? So these are the career ready competencies: critical thinking and problem solving, oral written communications, teamwork, collaboration, digital technology, leadership, professionalism, work ethic, career management, and global intercultural fluency. So let's look a little bit at each of these and be able to decide where you actually fit and stand with some of these. So critical thinking and problem solving. This is the ability to exercise sound reasoning, to analyze issues, make decisions, and overcome problems. The individual is able to obtain, interpret, and use knowledge, facts, and data in this process and can demonstrate originality and inventiveness. So I want you to be thinking about your particular field and the particular area that you're interested in going in and figuring out what are some ways that that would look like. So for example, a teacher might utilize that by creatively presenting a new topic to the class to engage and interest students. So as I'm going through each of these, I want you to be thinking about where you actually fit in these particular areas. Let's move on to oral and written communications. This is about your ability to write an effective email. So when you send out your emails to professors, how do you greet them? Do you give them a proper salutation? Dear professor, whatever their last name is. I know when I get emails from students, they just come in with whatever the problem might be, with no greeting, no introduction of who they are and why they're actually writing me. But those things are important So it's important for oral and written communications to be able to articulate thoughts and ideas clearly and effectively in written and oral forms. So this means that when you do your cover letter should not be written in a form of text messaging. Your is actually spelled Y-O-U-R and not U-R. All right? So, how could we utilize this in other areas? Let's take example a nurse. A nurse might use her written and oral communications to gather information from a patient about their health history, symptoms, and accurately record it in the patient's electronic health record and then be able to communicate that effectively to all of the physicians or patients' families as needed. Teamwork and collaboration. You do this already when you are in your team doing team projects in school and things of that nature. But it's not just that you were in the team, it's how you went through the team, how you worked with the team. So being able to build collaborative relationships with colleagues, customers, teammates, representing diverse cultures, races, ages, genders, religions, lifestyles, and viewpoints. This individual is able to work within team structure, maybe can negotiate and manage conflict. So if there was a problem in the last team that you were in, how did you go about helping to solve the problem? Digital technology. Digital technology goes beyond just being able to utilize Microsoft Word and Excel. It's being able to look at the types of technology that are utilized within your individual fields. So, are you abreast on different computer languages as it applies to what your major is? How do those things actually fit in? Leadership. Leadership is going to be that ability to actually leverage the strengths of others to achieve common goals. It's not just about you being the boss of the group or the boss or being able to tell people what to do. It's being able to actually go back to that teamwork piece and be able to achieve a common goal. That is going to be the real test of your leadership. All right? Professionalism and work ethic. Can you get to work on time? When you are supposed to call out, do you utilize the appropriate protocol for that? Or do you just say, I don't feel like going, I'm not going to come in? If you think about it in terms of school, do you turn your work assignments in on time? Or are you the person who always needs an extension on the deadline? So those are the things that you're going to be thinking about when you are assessing where you're at in this area. Career management is interesting. So, career management is the idea of being able to identify and articulate your own skills, your strengths, your knowledge, and your experience as it is relevant to the position and to the desired career goals, and being able to also identify areas of professional growth. So, when you are coming to the Career Services office and you are doing the assessments, you are getting your resume together, working on your cover letters, you are coming out and attending different networking events that we might be having. These are things that are helping you understand that career management piece. But more importantly, when you think about the field that you might be going into, what are the things that will help you get further within your career? So, in my example, I tend to go to different conferences that are career related. but they're also communications related because that's where my degree is. And I want to make sure that I understand what's happening in my field. So you might be reading trade journals, but more importantly, what are the various certifications you might need to have? So if you're into accounting, your goal might be to be a CPA, a certified public accountant. What tests do you need to take? How do you need to get prepared for that? At some point, is that something that you might have to pay for? Or is that something that comes with the job that you actually have? So all of those pieces need to be looked at. And global and intercultural fluency, that really goes back to how well do you handle and work within diverse groups? How culturally competent are you? Do you understand the various things that happen between different cultures? And different cultures could be different areas of the United States. It could be international understanding. All of those things go into that global and cultural fluency and being able to understand diversity and inclusion and things of that nature. So being able to really have those competencies together. And all of these things are items and competencies that are going to really make you a better worker, a better professional, and just really able to really be really good at doing the job that you are really interested in. So, how do we go about developing these particular skills? So hopefully, during your time here at Purdue Fort Wayne, you've already had an opportunity to delve into not just your classwork, but to be a part of clubs and organizations, to look at those particular areas, to come out to different events that Career Services has been offering. All of these things are areas that are going to help you to begin to develop these skills. So let's take, for example, maybe you were a part of a club or an organization, and in this club and organization, you had an opportunity to work with some fundraising. This is a great opportunity to be able to showcase that you have an ability to work with a team, you have an ability to collaborate because most of the departments and areas tend to kind of cross collaborate. And so you've been able to begin to develop those skills. And then at the end of the day, you can put on your resume that you helped to raise X amount of dollars for a particular cause or for a particular area. And so these are just a few ways that you can begin to start looking at how do I take my college time and see what skills it has really helped me to develop. And then come on out to our office so that we can continue to help you to articulate those particular areas onto your resume, into a cover letter, into your elevator pitch as needed. So all of those things are going to be very important in being able to actually to develop those career ready skills. So, where do you stand? How career ready are you? So what you see that I have in front of me is I have something called transferable skills. And the reason that I use the term transferable skills, because these are skills that you can get anywhere, doing anything, and be able to transfer them into other areas of your life. So earlier I talked about being able to help raise funds and fundraising for a club. Well, that's an actual skill, and it's a transferable skill because you can do that in a club setting, you can do that in an office setting, in an organization setting. So, what I would like for you to do with this sheet is begin to look at those competencies and begin to list them, begin to think of a situation where you utilize them, talk about the task, describe what it is that you did, what action steps you may have taken, and then what it resulted in. And you'll see at the top, I use An example for communication and research skills. All right. So gathered information from internal and external research resources, develop a project of insurance data over the past 20 years, gave a 30-minute presentation of the project, and then created a report on the project. So you want to be thinking about the actual transferable skill, and we're going to use the competencies, and then you're going to be able to think of situations. So let's take global and intercultural fluency. For those that may have studied abroad or even done the national student exchange and gone to a different campus in a different area, that is a transferable skill that you can talk about. And then you can talk about the situation being the study abroad, and then talk about what your role was, what happened, and then what it resulted in. What did you learn? What did you gain from that particular experience? Okay, and this is an actual sheet that you can use not just for these competencies, but for other transferable skills that you may be thinking about, and then thinking of ways that you can actually build and enhance on those. Is it something that you are very affluent in doing, or is it something where you need some work at? We all need work in a lot of different areas, and that's okay. That's what growth does for us. Once you've done all of this, this again is another opportunity for you to build that elevator pitch and be able to now really put together and talk to employers about some of these career competencies that you have actually obtained. So, just another opportunity to be able to brush up on those particular skills. I hope that this has been informational for you and that you have been able to glean some steps and some techniques so that you can actually be considered career ready. One of the things that we want to have happen is we want you to be able to not just exhibit these skills, but be able to know how to articulate them to an employer at any given time. Please stay tuned and look out for the connect that will definitely be coming to you through your email. If you need a job or an internship, please make sure that you locate Handshake, and at the bottom of the screen are the instructions to get there. You'll be able to find our networking events in Handshake, and you can most certainly follow us on social media, as you can see where we're located at. Thank you for listening. And again, I hope that it was informative for you. If you need us, please contact us at careerservices@pfw.edu.